Here's another look at the sketch Arkansas State Police shared tonight of the suspected shooter in that attack at Devil's Den. The manhunt for the person now in its third day. Statement from State Police released about an hour ago also revealed he may have sustained an injury during the attack, but did not provide any other details on the nature of those injuries. Police have identified the couple who was killed as 43-year-old Clinton Brink and his 41-year-old wife, Kristen. They just moved to Northwest Arkansas. Investigators say their two young daughters escaped without injury and are now with family. State police still have not released any other information about the circumstances surrounding the attack. Now, the Brink family had recently moved to Prairie Grove. We've learned Clinton had transferred jobs from South Dakota, where he worked for Prairie Farms Dairy. He was set to start a new job today, in fact, delivering milk in the Fayetteville area for Highland Dairy. State police shared a statement from their family today asking for privacy during this very difficult time. As the manhunt continues, a professional fugitive recovery agent weighing in on this case. 5 News reporter Lauren Spencer spoke with Patrick McCall, who's tracked fugitive nationwide, and what investigators are likely doing now, Lauren, to find this person responsible.
Yeah, Patrick McCall has more than 15 years of experience locating fugitives across the country. He says while there are many details that are still unknown, in a case like this, investigators are likely putting cell phone records, scanning license plates, cameras, reviewing surveillance footage, and digging into the victims' lives, all in hopes of uncovering the suspect's identity and movements.
Medic Corps, circular first responders, stage for police, assault, possible stabbing, Devil's Den State Park.
Patrick McCall says the remote setting of Devil's Den combined with the nature of the crime paints a chilling picture.
It's a pretty heinous crime. I mean, these two people are fairly new to the area. We're enjoying the outdoors and the amenities at this particular area they moved to.
Investigators say the suspect's license plate was covered with tape, something McCall says only would work for a short time.
At some point, that individual had to have taken that tape off. He couldn't have driven maybe 10, 15 miles with that on. It would raise suspicion for law enforcement or even a passerby who had the knowledge to say, wait a second, this gentleman's covering his plate. Something might be happening. They could have taken a picture with a smartphone. Maybe they have a dash camera in their vehicle that captured this.
I try to relay to the office that we found the victims down here. They're on the lower Devil's Den Trail. I've got two bodies.
McCall says the lack of information being released has everything to do with holding evidence close, but says behind the scenes, the work is nonstop. What kind of tools or tactics are typically used in a manhunt like this?
They're going to go through these people's personal lives with that fine-tooth comb to see what's going on, and then deploy some technology that we discussed in terms of license plate cameras and social media searches and cell phone records to kind of determine who was in those areas.
He says the killer likely knew the trail and likely knew how to avoid being seen.
This individual probably enjoyed the park just as these people did, right? Regular goer to the park, did some surveillance and found his perfect hiding spot in here. So anybody that seemed out of the ordinary 3 months ago, 6 months ago, or as recently as the day of should be reported to law enforcement.
As for where they are in the investigation and how close they are to catching a suspect, McCall says police are keeping things close to their vest at this point, but he believes it's only a matter of time before they locate that vehicle, which would then move the case along. Lauren Spencer, 5 News.
All right, Lauren, thanks again. Here's another look at that sketch released tonight and what we know about the suspected shooter. State police believe the suspect, a white man with a medium build. They say he was wearing a long sleeve shirt with the sleeves rolled up, dark pants, dark ball cap, sunglasses, and fingerless gloves. Investigators believe he could have left the state park on Highway 170 or Highway 220 near the park. Now, 170 runs north of Devil's Den and connects to I-49 in West Fork. 220 goes from the park south through Crawford County and connects with Highway 59 in Cedarville. The attack on Saturday has caused quite a few people now to rethink how to stay safe while hiking on these trails. I had a chance to visit with someone who has spent most of her life outdoors in Arkansas to get some hiking safety advice.
When I walk in on a hike or in the woods, I'm scanning, always scanning. And I always look at my feet, then I'm scanning, I'm looking for other people.
Tracy Shaw is known as the Arkansas Outdoors Woman. She spends a lot of time fishing, hunting, and hiking and teaching others how to do all that safely. She says one of the first things you need to do is make sure you know the trail.
Studying the area that you're going to go to is huge. looking up the map, looking up trails.
As far as protecting yourself,
I always carry some type of pepper spray. There's a lot of people that do not feel comfortable with firearms. So pepper spray is great. Your walking stick can be used also as a weapon if, against other people. There's blow horns that you sometimes carry when you hike. So those really loud blow horns are really good. Maybe other people around will hear it and think of it as a call for help.
one of the issues from over the weekend was barely any cell phone service inside Devil's Den. Shaw says don't let that keep you from taking your phone.
Your phone does have the SOS capability even without service. So a lot of people don't know that. You also can alert your phone in emergencies. It can contact your emergency contact people. So whether you have cell service or not, your phone is great.
Bottom line, Shaw says just be prepared for anything.
At least when there is an accident or something happens, then you are prepared. You always prepare for what could happen.
Of course, we'll continue following updates from state police and bring you the very latest developments as they come into the newsroom on 5 News Plus. To learn how to download it to your smart TV, just text the word plus to the number there on your screen, 785-5000. Also happening now in Sallisaw, police searching for a suspect after a shooting left one person hurt over the weekend. Police say they found the victim last night in the area around Redwood Avenue and Hickory Street. Todd Smith is the suspect and currently on the run. He's wanted on several charges, including assault with a deadly weapon. He should be considered armed and dangerous right now. Sallisaw police urging you to not approach him and contact them if you see him. 5 people dead, including a New York City police officer after a gunman opened fire inside a Midtown Manhattan office building. It's home to the NFL offices and several of the country's biggest financial firms. Witnesses say the shooter walked into the high-rise building carrying a rifle by his side, went to the 33rd floor, and began firing. Jesse Mitchell reports on the latest.
Multiple people were shot and a police officer was killed Monday evening when a gunman stormed a Midtown Manhattan office building before turning the gun on himself. The gunman has been identified as Shane Tamura, a Las Vegas resident. A still photo shows Tamura approaching the office building located at 345 Park Avenue at around 6:30 p.m. carrying a rifle believed to be an AR-15. The office building that he stormed houses the NFL headquarters, Blackstone, and KPMG. At least one police officer was shot at the scene and later died at a hospital. After opening fire, the gunman reportedly barricaded himself inside the skyscraper and was discovered dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound on the 33rd floor. Soon after the shooting, police officers were seen carrying at least one person from the building and performing CPR on the victim in the middle of the street. Witnesses described the aftermath of the shooting as chaotic.
The police had their guns drawn for a long time, and nobody knew what to do, so people were just still milling about 51st Street. I did hear a few gunshots, and then officers started flooding the area and then pushing people back.
The motive for the shooting remains unknown. The gunman is believed to have acted alone. Jesse Mitchell, CBS News, New York.